Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. Among the many strange phenomena in quantum mechanics, quantum entanglement is undoubtedly one of the most astonishing. It completely overturns our intuitive understanding of space, time, and causality. In this episode, what we aim to do is precisely to explore and unravel the mystery of quantum entanglement. First, let us understand what quantum entanglement actually is. Quantum entanglement refers to the situation in which two particles, after forming an entangled state, remain correlated in such a way that no matter how far apart they are, a measurement on one particle appears to instantly determine the state of the other. Let's consider a simple example. Suppose we prepare a pair of electrons so that their spin states form an entangled system within a total spin of 0. We then separate the two particles and send them far apart, perhaps even light years away. Now, something surprising happens. When we measure the spin of particle A and obtain up, the spin of particle B must necessarily be down. In other words, even though the two particles are extremely far apart, measuring A seems to instantly determine the state of B. Quantum entanglement is so shocking because it challenges our basic intuitions about space, distance, and independence. However, from the perspective of relational non-duality, this shock actually arises from the limitations of our habitual way of thinking. In our everyday intuition, we imagine two particles as small, separate objects existing independently in space, like two tiny balls. When entanglement appears, this intuition makes us wonder, why should measuring one particle immediately affect another, as if information had somehow traveled across the universe? Yet, as we have emphasized repeatedly, understanding reality requires that we move beyond substance-based thinking and dualistic thinking, and instead enter a relational mode of understanding. Saying in this way, the answer becomes clear. The two entangled particles were never truly two isolated individuals. They are simply two nodes within the same relational structure. Their states depend on the overall configuration of the relational field, not on communication between two separate entities. In other words, what we call distance exists only within the spatial framework. However, the relational field itself is not limited by space. It is a unified whole in which different nodes manifest in correlation with one another. From this perspective, entanglement is not information being transmitted from one particle to another, because the very idea of information transfer presupposes independent entity communicating across space. But in a relational field, the nodes are not independent entities in the first place. Measuring particle A is not sending a signal to particle B. Rather, the relational field as a whole manifests a new configuration. B's state is not changed. It simply appears as part of the new relational manifestation. Thus, entanglement is the unfolding of a relational whole, not a mysterious instantaneous causal influence. What appears as faster-than-light communication is simply an illusion produced by dualistic thinking. Quantum entanglement appears mysterious largely because we habitually break a whole relational structure into independent entities when trying to understand the world. Consider a simple analogy: the two sides of a sheet of paper. From a spatial perspective, the front and back seem like two different surfaces. You can touch one side or flip the paper and touch the other. But we all know that they are not two separate sheets. They are simply two sides of the same piece of paper. If you fold the paper or draw a pattern on it, the shapes and structures appearing on both sides are determined simultaneously by the structure of the whole sheet. If you draw a line on the front side, the corresponding location on the back will show an indentation or structural trace. Yet, we would never say that information traveled from the front to the back. We understand that both are simply expressions of the same underlying structure. Quantum entanglement can be understood in a similar way. In experiments, we observe two particles that appear far apart. When we measure one particle, the state of the other seems to become instantly determined. This creates the strange impression that some kind of information must have traveled faster than light from one particle to the other. But if we change our perspective, the picture becomes very different. Perhaps these two particles were never truly separate entities. Perhaps they are simply two nodes within a single quantum system, just like the two sides of a sheet of paper. They are two positions where the same relational structure manifests. When we measure one particle, we are not changing the other particle. We are simply determining the state of one location within the relational structure. And because that structure already contains the relational correlations, the state of the other location naturally appears accordingly. Thus, the apparent instantaneous correlation does not occur because information travels across space. It occurs because the two particles have always belonged to the same indivisible relational structure. In this sense, entanglement is not mysterious communication across vast distance. Rather, it reveals that at the quantum level, the world may not be composed of independent objects at all. Instead, it may be fundamentally structured as a network of relationships. When we mistake relationships for connections between independent entities, entanglement appears paradoxical. But if relationships themselves are more fundamental than entities, entanglement becomes far less mysterious. In the macroscopic world, spatial distance usually implies independence. Two distant objects normally do not directly influence each other. From this everyday experience, we develop the intuition that distance equals independence. But in the quantum relational field, distance does not imply separation. Two entangled particles always belong to the same relational structure. Their correlations arise from the whole relational configuration. No signal or energy transmission is required. Therefore, there is no true separation, and the puzzle of long-distance influence dissolves. The instantaneous correlation seen in entanglement does not violate causality or the speed of light limit, because no isolated entities are communicating. What appears instead is the natural unfolding of a relational whole across different nodes. The shock of quantum entanglement, therefore, lies in the challenge it poses to our long-standing assumption that reality consists of independent entities separated in space. Once we realize this, the puzzle of action at a distance dissolves, and what emerges instead is the elegance and coherence of a deeply relational universe. So, when we face phenomena like quantum entanglement, the challenge may not simply be that we lack more data or more sophisticated equations. A deeper challenge may be that our fundamental way of understanding the world needs to be reconsidered. For a long time, human knowledge has largely been built upon an analytic mode of thinking. We try to understand the world by dividing it. distinguishing, separating, and classifying. We break whole into smaller parts and study the interactions between them. This method has been extraordinarily successful in the development of science. It allowed us to understand molecules, atoms, and particles, and to build precise physical theories. But as science reaches deeper layers of reality, this approach also begins to show its limitations. If we insist on treating quantum systems as completely independent particles connected by mysterious influences, the problem of entanglement becomes increasingly difficult to explain. We are forced to introduce unusual hypotheses, such as hidden variables, non-local influences, or increasingly complex interpretive frameworks. Yet, if we slightly shift our perspective, the problem itself begins to look different. Perhaps at some fundamental level, the world is not built from independent parts that later become connected. Perhaps relationships themselves are the primary structure, and what we call parts are simply manifestations within that relational whole. In this sense, non-duality is not merely a mystical or spiritual idea. It may represent a way of understanding that is closer to the actual structure of nature. Non-duality does not deny differences, nor does it eliminate diversity. Rather, it suggests that differences themselves may be different expressions of the same underlying whole. Just as a sheet of paper has two sides, just as a wave appears differently at different points, just as a relational structure manifests different states at different nodes. When we say only the differences, the world appears fragmented and complex. But when we say the relational unity behind these differences, phenomena that once seemed mysterious begin to appear natural. What we need is not increasingly fragmented explanations, but a perspective that is more holistic, more relational, and more non-dual. If this perspective is ignored, science can sometimes fall into a strange situation. Our calculations becomes increasingly precise, but our understanding becomes increasingly unclear. This is not a failure of science. Rather, it is a sign that science is approaching its own philosophical boundary. At that boundary, philosophy becomes important. Philosophy does not replace science. It helps us re-examine the assumptions hidden beneath our theories. From this point of view, quantum entanglement is not merely a problem in physics. It is also a question about how we understand the structure of reality itself. And when we seriously explore relational non-duality, we may find that it transforms not only our understanding of the microscopic world, but also our understanding of observation, of subject and object, and even of existence itself. Perhaps quantum entanglement does not merely open new questions in physics. Perhaps it quietly invites us to reconsider what the world is fundamentally made of. Alright, that's all for today's episode. So far, we already solved all the mysteries in quantum mechanics. We will have a summary in the next episode. I will see you soon.